In 1951, Joseph Moses Juran published the Quality Control Handbook, a groundbreaking work, I believe, that redefined how organizations really approach quality. And this is 1951, guys. As a Romanian-American engineer and management consultant, Juran brought a fresh perspective to a world right after. You have to think, what's 1951? War, industrial upheaval. But his handbook just went viral, went across the whole world. His handbook wasn't just a technical manual. It was a call to action for leaders to prioritize quality as a strategic cornerstone. That wasn't happening. It was all about, what can we do to make profit? We're not going to think about the customer. We're not going to talk to the customer. We know what's best, and this is what we're going to do. But I want you to understand something. Over 70 years later, I believe its principles from the Quality Control Handbook remains a gold mine for us as leaders today. It allows us to have this, and we're going to use some old terminology today, but I feel like we need to go back to some of that. And we need to have operational excellence. And you guys know I harp on execution all the time because we can sit in a room, we can talk theory all day long. So today we're going to get into how to execute. What does that look like? How to deal with your managers? What is customer loyalty? What is it really? And then sustainable growth. How can we always talk about scaling, but what about sustainable growth? So we're going to get into the key takeaways from Juran's 1951 masterpiece. And I think not only is it going to be historical for you and fun, but it's actionable lessons for us as modern leaders. So what was the heart of Juran's vision? It really was quality as a leadership priority. So at its core, the Quality Control Handbook, it challenged the notion that quality, before you had quality inspectors and that was it. And then they were the ones that were the technicians, or either they would hire like specific inspectors, and they were the ones that did it, and that was it. Juran argued that quality starts at the top. Think about that, guys. 1951. With leaders who set the tone, define the vision, and rally their teams around it. Now, this is radical. This is crazy in that time frame. Industries were focused, you have to realize this, guys, industries were focused on mass production. That's it. They didn't care about anything else. They didn't care about consistency. They didn't care about customer satisfaction. So Juran flips the script here. And he's insisting that quality isn't just catching defects that will affect your ROI, but it's about designing systems that prevent them. And I believe for today's leaders, this is a huge wake-up call. Whether you're running a tech startup, a manufacturing plant, or maybe you're a local service-based business, quality cannot be an afterthought. And if you do it right, if we listen to these principles and we implement them, I believe it's a competitive edge. Juran's handbook teaches us that leadership isn't just about charisma or strategy. It's about embedding a quality mindset into every layer. I want you to think of that, every layer of your organization. So let's unpack the key principles and how they specifically apply to you and how we can execute them. So here's the key principles. Number one, quality means fitness for use. So he defined quality as fitness for use, a product or service that meets customer needs and performs as expected. So this isn't about perfection. It was about delivering value to the end user. And I know this is 1951, this customer-centric focus was way out of its time, but it pushes us as leaders to look beyond the factory floors and start to take a peek into the lives of our customers. So putting your customer first. And I think the biggest question for this is, does this solve their problem? And second, does it delight them? Whether it's a software update, a new product line, can we align quality with our audience? And do we know what really quality is? And quality is what your audience values the most. Get that. Quality is what your audience values the most. And does this new update, does this new product, does it do that? He also introduced the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule, we call it. And he popularized it, I think. And if you go to Wikipedia and you look, it'll say that he was the one that popularized this, especially because in Japan, after the war, they took this book and pretty much built the empire that they have now, especially when it comes to, you guys remember what was happening in the 70s and the 80s with, Japanese cars and the quality that was coming out. That was from this handbook. So I want you to realize that. He called these the vital few, the 20%. 80% is whatever. And he said that this principle gives leaders a practical tool to zero in on what matters most. So 80% of your quality issues come from just 20% of causes. So cause and effect. Here's a cause and effect rule. And so now we can take a practical tool and zero in on what we believe is the problem. And this cuts through the noise of endless problem solving. So as a leader, what he's saying here is don't spread yourself thin. Use data to pinpoint the handful of issues. If you see a bottleneck or customer complaints, that's the first data to go to. Now, what's happening? What's driving the biggest headaches for your customers? Can you fix this? And if you can fix this, then it allows you to be freed up to innovate elsewhere once that's done. Instead of just running around trying to guess. And quality, we don't think of bottlenecks as being quality, but I want you to really think about that. You may be spending a ton of time trying to figure out what the bottlenecks is, or maybe you have to operate in the gaps. Or if you had a quality person in that arena, in that area, or multiple people that were of quality, what would that look like? Number 3, top management must lead the charge. He was crystal clear on this. Quality isn't a middle management task. It's a leadership imperative. So he urged executives to own the quality agenda, set goals through it, allocate resources, hold teams accountable. And if you do not have this top-down approach on quality, it will not work. He's very clear on that. He said quality efforts fizzle out. They're done. You've got to have this commitment from the leadership. So as a leader, we have to step up, make quality a personal mission. We have to show our team it's a priority. How do we do that? By investing time and budget, the 2 things we hate, but that's what shows priority to those that work for us. Whether that's training, whether it's new tools for you, maybe it's a process of redesigns, your involvement, single tick quality isn't optional. The best way to do this, and I tell you guys this all the time, is to get people in rooms and ask them to be honest with you. And what else? What else would make this quality? What else? Oh, we need this new tool. This would help tremendously. What about this? Oh, this product's bad. Oh, okay. So we're doing this a little bit too early, or we're doing this a little bit too late. What if we change this? What's our approach after the sale? The list goes on and on. And this is where I love number 4 of his training. This is amazing. Train everyone everywhere. Isn't that good, guys? That should be a model. Just train everyone everywhere. And this handbook pushed for widespread quality training, not just for specialists, but for every single employee. The janitor, I don't care who it is, the receptionist, everyone gets trained everywhere there's training. Juran believed that a shared understanding of quality principles build a cohesive, capable workforce. And this was bold because, old school, everything was siloed, right? So now we're offering this new training, train everyone everywhere. But I think we use a different word nowadays. It's like empowering, right? We're empowering our people, and then we're equipping them with skills. Now, the skill that we need to equip them with is to spot and solve quality issues on their own, and to be able to have the ability not just to do that from a self-awareness standpoint, but then also, and this is where the training comes in, but then also being able to have the freedom, the resources, the tools where they feel like they will not be reprimanded. They need to be able to spot and solve those quality issues. A frontline worker who understands the why behind their role, I guarantee you, is a secret weapon. Because why? What happens if training everyone everywhere and they begin to spot these issues, and now you have, let's say you have 100 employees and 20 of them are spotting things? It's a secret weapon. What's the secret weapon for? For consistency and innovation, because that's what's going to happen. As you're spotting problems, things become more, we adapt and evolve. And then that creates innovation. Super cool, guys, isn't this? Number 5, improve quality project by project. Juran advocated a structured project-based approach to quality improvement. Rather than vague goals, he recommended specific initiatives with clear objectives, timelines, and metrics. This guy was ahead of his time, wasn't he? This methodical mindset turned quality into a tangible, achievable outcome. So what does quality look after you talk to, not survey your employees, get down and talk to them personally one-on-one. After you find and get this, maybe you've got 150 things that means quality to you. Now start working on them. Maybe there's 3 things, 5 things, 2 things, whatever it may be. Maybe there's 3 things per each department that you're going to work on for quality. How are we going to get a clear objective for each one? What's the timeline on this? And what are the metrics? What's the KPIs? What are we going to do? How are we going to know this is going to happen? Break it down, guys. As a leader, break it down. People cannot read your mind. Tackle quality challenges one project at a time. Well, maybe it's reducing delivery delays, or you want to streamline onboarding. Build small wins. Fix the streamlining onboarding. How are we going to streamline onboarding? How are we going to streamline onboarding for new hires? And we're just going to work on that one thing for now. Create a small win, because when you get the small wins and then you take time, leader, I know you don't want to hear this, but you take the time to celebrate them and let everybody know the small wins, guess what happens? It begins to build momentum. And it shows your employees that their effort is working. It's a proof to the effort of what's happening, because it's going to work. You're only going to have happier customers. And number 6, the quality trilogy: plan, control, improve. He had a quality trilogy in these 3-step framework. And this is pure gold, guys. Listen, quality planning: identify customers, understand their needs, and design processes to meet them. I'll put this, you'll see this all in the show notes. Number 2, quality control: monitor performance and catch deviations early. And then number 3, quality improvement: continuously raise the bar by addressing weaknesses. Guys, this is a holistic approach, and I believe it ties quality to every stage of your operation. Plan, control, improve. Plan, control, improve. Plan. It's almost like a big circle that just goes around with arrows. Plan, control, improve. Plan, control, improve. Plan, control, improve. Think systematically. Map out how you'll plan for quality. Maintain it. Push it further. It's a cycle that keeps your organization, I believe, adaptable. And that's the number one thing. We cannot go stagnant. Number 8, mind the cost of quality. Juran introduced an idea that quality has a price tag: cost of prevention, training, design, appraisal, testing, audits. But what is poor quality? What's the cost of poor quality? Returns. People return things. And I think the biggest one that will cause you to go out of business eventually is lost trust. If you can invest up front and create quality with the customer, trust me, it saves money down the line. And, this is a lesson rooted in economic pragmatism. Mind the cost of quality. Play the long game, guys. Don't skimp on quality to cut corners. I guarantee you it'll cost you more in rework. But worse than that, what's your reputation? How much is that worth? It's damaging. Your reputation damage. I've seen this happen to businesses. And it's like a slow death too. That's the worst. It's like you starve to death. Think about that. Like a slow starving to death. That's what reputation damage does. So budget for prevention. Watch your bottom line improve. You're going to see this as you begin to put more quality in everything you do. Quality work, quality employees. You're practicing these principles. You're going to see your bottom line improve. So why do these principles matter today? I think in 2025, I think quality is higher than ever because customers have endless options, don't they? We have zero patience, and we don't want anything that's And a little glitch, a single glitch, a buggy app, a late shipment, a root interaction. One of those things, since there's endless choices, I'll just go to the next brand. So Rand's handbook, though written in a different era, I feel like it's tailor-made for this reality. His deep focus on customers, data, and leadership, I believe, align perfectly with modern demands, especially now when we have people that work from home or agile workflows. We have UX, user experience, and we have data analytics. Guys, I want each and every one of you, in whether you're in a service industry, whatever it may be, to echo this vision. These ideas aren't relics, guys. That's why I love going into the past history and pulling things that have worked. And we have the data that this worked. And I believe these are blueprints that stay relevant. So I'm going to give you like really quick, and then we'll be done. And I want to channel his leadership to you right now. And I want you to start in these practical steps. Set a quality vision. Define what fitness for use means to your customers. Rally your team around it. Make it specific. 0 defects in our next release. 95% on-time delivery. Whatever it is, get specific. Number 1, set a quality vision. Number 2, dig into data. Use tools like surveys, analytics, ratio charts. Find your vital few problems. And then you as a leader, you focus your energy on there. I'm going to attack this like a journal attacks a map. Number 3, lead by example. Get hands-on. Talk to people. Bring them in. Have meetings. If you're in the trenches, I guarantee you, your team will follow. And then train relentlessly. Host workshops. Bring in experts. Upskill your staff. Have roundtable meetings. Get whiteboards out there. Make quality everyone's job. And then launch a pilot. Pick one process. Say customer sports response times. Then improve it step by step. Get relentless with that. Improve it. Measure the impact. Once you see that the impact is starting to be better and better, then scale it up. What does that look like? And then finally, track costs. Calculate what poor quality costs you. Refunds, churn. What does that look like versus prevention, better onboarding? Use the numbers to justify your investments. And guys, you can go online, you can see this book, you can purchase the book, Quality Control Handbook. Just do it. You're going to be impressed. Plan for your customers, control your process, and improve relentlessly. You know why I love this? Because like I said, execution, it's leadership in action. So guys, let's make it happen.